You know, there's a saying in football, otherwise known as soccer in the States, that form is temporary, but class is permanent. That has nothing to do with me. I'm top 700 in the world here with Pekka Bridgespam. And I'm going to show you all some replays that got me here. This should be a top 1,000 finish secured. Today is my 20th birthday, actually. 3 years ago is about when I stopped playing this game seriously. So to come back and do it 3 years later feels pretty good, even if it's only like top 800 finish in the world, maybe 850. I'm quite happy with it still. I'm not going to play anymore. I'm so close to 3,000, but I'm going to enjoy my day. I'm not letting this game get in the way of things anymore like I used to. So we're going to hop into just a few replays. I know I'm sorry about all the replays. It's easiest for me to communicate the game to you guys through the replays. And I also play so much worse on recording, especially 3 years with no practice doing that. So we're just going to do some replays here. This is the final game here against Noah Rayleigh. This will also be the final video here until at least the summer, probably. It might be longer though, guys. Like, I've had a lot of fun this month, somehow, even with this crazy meta. But I think I'm about, like, I don't know. I'm not built for this game anymore. Like, it stresses me out a lot. Like, getting to that battle button when I'm top 1,000, I was like, holy moly. And that used to just never happen. Top 1,000 used to be like the lightest work here. So we're against this Recruit's Ram Rider Rage deck here, and so he gives me so much arrows value, and I know my Barbarians are going to kill the Stein here, and so a really nice start here, because what I can just do is I can go for a Bandit now without having to worry about his ability, like, just whacking me in the face. But he goes for a Flying Machine, and so the Flying Machine is the most annoying card in this matchup here, and the Recruits here is kind of a little worrisome here. I was like, okay, this is kind of a bad start. So what I do is I just go for the... I bleed here a lot. And I just go for the Pekka. I wanted to pull the Recruits all to the middle. But that Flying Machine is just giving him infinite value. So he goes in for a Ram Rider here. And I just kind of have to thug this one out, man. Like, he goes for the Rage at 0. And I go for the Ewiz so that I don't, like, get a bunch of pressure on my King Tower. But we lose the tower here, pretty much. Flying Machine does actually successfully take the whole thing. And the Pekka doesn't even kill the Bomber, let alone do anything else. So I'm only up 1 elixir too after all that. Even, like, it's just, that was a really good push on his end. There's not a whole lot you can do in single elixir against Recruits. This matchup, I'd say, is like probably like 60-40 for the opponent. I beat it twice, but like, you can definitely win it, especially in double. Unfortunately, this is kind of the worst start ever, but I do go Battle Ram to try and force out the Evo Cage. And now, with no Evo Cage, this is a lot better for me, because we have an Evo Pekka, and my next Battle Ram is also Evo here. So he goes for the Flying Machine in the back. That was a very poor Flying Machine, because what I can do now is I can just eat it. I can eat it. He has to waste his Goblin Stein. Now, look at his hand. This guy has no way to defend a split lane push here. He goes for the Recruits in the back, so I'm just spamming him at the bridge here. Bomber. So I go ahead and arrows it, even though my Ghost is there, because I want to knock the shield off the Recruits, because then the Ghost has an easier time killing them. So he goes in for the arrows there. Not a good set of arrows, because he's now too broke to defend the tower. So he goes for a Flying Machine, which is smart. Now he realizes, okay, it's time for me to stack and defend this Pekka. But because he used the arrows, I know I can get away with my minions. And actually, I forgot that he had used the arrows. I really wanted to bait them out there, but he had just used them. Like, kind of a interesting play by me. You can see I'm not quite at my peak skill level here. Like, not being able to keep track of arrows there. It's kind of interesting. Now, I go for the Battle Ram. I want to stack up a bunch of units here so that I can get around to my Evo Battle Ram again, because Evo Battle Ram is, like, genuinely almost undefendable here, so we just get a nice arrows on that Flying Machine, and now things are looking back up. Now that we've taken the tower and it's double elixir, things are looking up. So he goes for a set of Evo Recruits here. I'm just not worried, because he has very little threat to my King Tower here. We go for the minions and get out the arrows again. Now, I meant for that Ghost to kill the Brawler. So Pekka does take some damage here, but you can see we're using those Recruits to his disadvantage here. We're stacking up big pushes here, and we just keep getting good arrows value on that Bomber. Every time he has to play the Bomber, we get good arrows value. But now things are looking a little better for him, because he's got that Flying Machine. So I just kind of go for the Bandit in the back. I let him pop. I'm letting him do whatever here. We Rage. I thought I could kill the Stein Scientist, but it's fine, because it doesn't matter here. He's just going to stack up a big push, and we kill it, and we can stack up our own big push. So I go for the arrows here. We're not going to overcommit to that Ram Rider. We don't want to waste our Ewiz. We just want to let it happen. I knew that wasn't going to take my tower, and now look at this. I have an evolved Pekka. I have an evolved battle ram. He doesn't have his evolved cage. This guy is in a world of pain right here. He's got to go for the recruits, but it doesn't matter because he's got no elixir to defend everything. And so the Evo battle ram is just absolutely frying this guy. I go for the arrows so that if I need to, I can get a second arrows on that flying machine, but it just doesn't matter. The Evo battle ram, Evo Pekka combination, even though I wasted an Ewis, it just fries him. And so I knew once I had that first tower, the second one would come eventually. So that's the game where I'm going to sit. This game was played almost a day ago. I thought I could sit after playing this, but I saw this morning and my rank was just kind of scaring me a little bit. So I'm like, we'll play one more. Managed to do it. Now, early in the season, dude, I was tilting out of my mind. Like, I was playing like 7 hours a day, which is fine. It's fine because I'm on winter break, okay? Like, I gave myself a pass for being on winter break. I did so well in school this semester. Like, I was like, winter break, dude, this game kind of feels fun again for the first time. Like, I was enjoying playing the game for long periods of time. So I let myself do it. I don't think it's that unhealthy in moderation, which is why I'm quitting again here. So, unfortunately, I didn't have anything for this ghost, so we just have to Pekka the back here. And he takes my left tower with the battle ram. So now I'm like, okay, I have to tower trade. This matchup, I'm so bad at it. For whatever reason, I just can't seem to win this matchup, but his tower wastes the pancake and mine doesn't. We get a nice battle ram and the 2 minions supporting with the bandit. 2 minions and a bandit is tower taking pressure, so we go ahead and just take his right tower, and this is 3 crown pressure. 2 level 16 barbarians and the level 16 Pekka. Unfortunately, his scientist does come back at first, but he still has to like distract and like he meat grinders a battle ram here. So Pekka gets a lot of damage on his king tower here, and now I knew I was up an insane amount of elixir, and I'm up even more now because I was able to predict the bandit with the Pekka. That wasn't a prediction, that was an accident. I just wanted to ghost Pekka anyway. The fact that he played the bandit is kind of a bonus there. So he goes for the Evo Ice Spirit. His king tower helped with the ghost, and so I know the Evo Ice Spirit's going to do a good job there, but I still thought I could break through, and he goes for an Evo battle ram kite, which is kind of scary. So I just go for a bandit. What I was hoping for is exactly what happened. The Evo Battle Ram's knockback would push it kind of far off the tower and make sure the barbs were out of the way. Bandit does a great job, and somehow this guy played that so well to only be down 700 damage and just a touch of elixir going into double. So I go for the ghost. I wanted to wake up the ghost in range of the cannon cart so that a cannon cart would be blocked, but he went too early, so I burned the Ewis anyway. Now this is pretty decent though, because I can kind of like set up for a big Pekka in the back whenever he plays the Stein, and it's a lot harder for him to punish me now because I can stack my Pekkas here. The Pekkas are going to live for so long, I can get down 2 and kind of cover each lane, but he fumbles the defense anyway, and his tower's at 400 HP. So we go for a ghost to counter the bandit and a bandit to counter the ghost. So that's good for me because all my stuff's alive. Now I see a Goblin Stein, and I'm like, all right, Pekka the back. And then I'm like, I smack my head. Bro, pecking any of their 5 elixir cards is usually a good play in other matchups, but not here. I'm like, dude, I'm about to get rolled. He's got Ice Spirit and Rage for my minions. I'm about to get rolled here. This is going to be really bad. So we just cycle the minions early. At that point, I was like, I give up trying to protect the minions. I'm going to try and get a second set of minions down. So we just cycle around. He plays a second cannon cart, and my minions just evaporate everything. Now, he goes in for a really bad rage, too, and I go in for an Ewis. That Ewis was not necessary. If I Evo Battle Rammed with the Pekka, the game would have been just completely over. But I Evo Battle Rammed to the King Tower to try and force out, like, anything. We end up forcing out the Evo Ice Spirit, and it's really good here. So he goes for a Stein, but now my Pekka's still so high HP, and it's in the wrong lane now. It's not taking any more damage. It's just kind of sitting there being a nuisance. So I go for the Ghost. He pops a nice ability here. Nice Spear Goblins as well. My minions are basically dying, but I pop a Rage here, and we just sneak the Ghost through. Even if the Bandit came down, we're in such a good position here, because I have another Pekka, and he's not going to be able to Stein. I probably would have just Pekka to the right lane, and we would have won. But yeah, very nice win there. So let's go ahead and go against Death Romance here. Now, bro, I played the beginning of this game like I have no brain. Now, this was the longest ladder session I'd played in about 2 weeks. For the most part, I've been able to just win, like, 2 games out of, like, I've been able to win, like, 3 games out of 5 or something. Very short, sometimes even just winning straight up. Very short ladder pushes to stay in the top 1,000. Today, I'd been playing for a while, so my brain was kind of off here. Now, this dude, I didn't know what he was playing. I thought he was playing the Bridgespam deck at first, and then I see a barrel, and I'm like, wait, what? So I go for a Pekka, because that would have been a good play against the Bridgespam deck, but not against bait. And in fact, this guy has a lot of the same cards as the Bridgespam deck, so it probably wouldn't have been a good play. Beautiful Cannon Cart Ice Spirit takes out my Ewis, and I just, like, bro, I waste the Pekka and take what, 1,200 damage in the other lane for genuinely no reason. Like, there was just no reason for me to play that Pekka. I should have just been a little smarter. And this guy, Princess and Spear Goblins, my minions, just genius plays by this guy. This guy's really outplaying me to an insane degree. I used the Battle Ram to tank and then kill the Cannon Cart Shell and the Spear Goblins, and then Bandit gets a nice little springboard. But now I'm like, wait, I'm kind of broke. I have to waste an Ewiz on this Ghost or let it connect. So I Ewiz and then arrows a little late, and we take one Goblin hit. I didn't have enough elixir. Again, a beautiful barrel. This guy played like phenomenally at the start of this game. And I'm basically in my head, I'm just like, holy crap, this guy is like genuinely dog walking me right now. I've got to lock in or else I'm going to get smacked. Like, this is a pretty decent matchup, I'd say. I think this is probably a good matchup. I'd go out of my way to say that this is a good matchup for my deck here. But I'm getting, like, mollywopped here, dude. It's insane how bad I'm getting beat right now. So he goes for a Princess, and I'm saying, all right, we're going to Pekka that. Because he can't really protect the Princess from a Pekka. Like, a Pekka's just so healthy, and this guy doesn't have enough things to really protect it. My Pekka's going to kill this Princess, and we don't have to worry about it being a nuisance. So I eat the Spear Goblins. I know I needed to make a good trade somewhere so that I could maybe even build up a big push here. And I go for the Battle Ram in the back. We're just kind of trying to distract him from this Pekka a little bit so that the Pekka can kind of go and walk forward. Now, I arrows predicting a Goblin Gang, and I missed the Evo Ice Spirit. Again, this guy played like a genius, dude. Like, he waited so long to play the Evo Ice Spirit, but because we Pekka early, we get a nice connection on the other lane, and I'm able to go in for my Pekka on the side. However, he has an Evo Barrel and spends a bunch of elixir, and I'm aware I'm going to lose this tower. I'm aware it's done, but he has no Evo Ice Spirit, and this Goblin Scientist is out of hand, so I can go for an Evo Battle Ram, and Evo Battle Ram is, again, just really undefendable. I have my Rage 2 for a gang, and he wisely lets it go. Trying to take my second tower here, though, he fails. And Ewiz does such a good job there. Now, I have to eat a bunch of damage there, so what I want to do now is I want to take this second tower. I just need to get a second tower here, and I win. But he blocks it with a Stein, so I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. This guy is really broke now. He can't defend the 3-crown. So I prediction arrows the Goblin Gang, and then I prediction rage the Spear Goblins, and we just 3-crown him. Like, we just 3-crown him. Great use of my prediction spells, knowing the Stein was out of cycle. And we catch a good 3-crown. We locked in successfully. We beat this guy even though he played super well at the start. Now I'm trying to see what another good matchup to show you all would be. Maybe Classic Logbait. This guy Christian beat me. Alexa beat me. Pigs. Let's go against Pigs here. These guys, all the losses there were like probably not good matchups, but I did not do myself any favors. Like, all of my losses there were completely deserved. I thought I was going to tilt because I was playing so bad, but then I locked in. So this guy, Eves, he goes and uses his Archer Queen to stop the Pigs. And so I'm like, let's just block that Archer Queen in the face. I don't want to deal with it. If I play my Ghost, he just abilities and I get cooked. If I play my Bandit or Minions, he abilities and I get cooked. Let's just Pekka before he can ability and force out some elixir. And so that's fine there. He plays the Cannon. The Cannon's not doing anything, so we're even on elixir. It was a good Pekka in my opinion. I didn't expect that Pekka to do anything. Similar to like the Hog Rider matchups, I knew that Pekka wasn't going to do anything. But unfortunately, I split minions at the same time that he pigs. Bro, look at this delivery sitting in his hand to defend all of that. So much value. And so we're even on elixir again, but that was so bad for me. Like, I really could have done better there. And so he plays on Ice Spirit, and I'm just going to tank it. Like, you kind of have to at this point. My hand is really bad, and I need to get to my Pekka or something and have enough elixir for it. If I play my Battle Ram, I do get to the Pekka, but I don't have enough elixir for it if he punishes immediately. But now, at 10 elixir, there's a difference because I can actually play that and have enough for the pigs. So he just kind of lets this cannon die, which is fine by me. I go for a bandit here, and he goes for skeletons. We're just going to let the battle ram die. We're just trying to probe him here so that he will not, like, be able to immediately eviscerate me. Now, I go for the Pekka in the back towards the queen, and what he does here is he let the queen die. And I was so surprised by this, and the bandit even gets a hit. Insult to injury there. Beautiful bandit here. And so I'm like, I know he has an Evo Ice Spirit here, but I'm like, wait a second, dude. I am low-key in such a good position. So he goes for the Evo Ice Spirit and then the cannon. And I go for my minions, and then I rage this. And I thought I missed the rage. If I had missed the rage, this is a whole different story. But he deliveries the minions, and then now I know he has no cannon, no delivery, no skeletons. He has to cycle frantically back to another cannon. And I'm like, okay, W. He just spent so much elixir. You can see I'm up 4 elixir right here. And we're not even that far off the damage lead. That's good. I don't mind not being in the damage lead. You win this game in 1 or 2 big pushes. but I don't want to have the tower gone. Like having a plank, trying to play back from a tower down is so much harder. So I go for the ghost and the earthquake. I try and let this ghost get in front, but not too far so that he can't stop it. Now he goes for the delivery here, and so I play my minions in the middle. And now I thought this guy just lost the game. The queen dies. He has no delivery here. He has to cycle to another delivery, so I just Pekka the bridge because I know even if he gets down Evo skeletons, I have a rage. And so we do. We rage here, get the bandit down. Bandit just dashing on everything. And look at this. You'd think he loses here, but he gets down a cannon. Very smart cannon, very poised cannon here. And he stops in my push here. The minions kill the cannon though, so I spam the battle ram. And I go for the arrows. He didn't have anything to arrows in hand. And those were bad arrows because he's able to get down a delivery. And my pancake is wasted. And he gets down another cannon. However, he didn't need that cannon. That is the kind of a clutch thing there, is he didn't need the cannon. So he puts himself down elixir again. Now, I don't really know what those picks were. I can kind of see the vision that he wanted to get some damage back, because now I'm in the lead here. But going into the Pekka is just so bad, because look at this. A full HP Pekka, and I'm at 10 elixir here. He goes for the queen, but I go ghost, and this ghost was bad because it's behind, so it gives the ice spirit value, and it just gets kind of stuck. But I go minions in the middle, and that's a play I've realized is really good against this deck, because it kind of forces their delivery to go wonk. And so I go for the arrows, late arrows to hit the Evo skeletons, but it didn't matter. We played that so well. His queen was about to die too. Like, we played that push almost perfectly. And we just walk away with a really, really solid victory here. Now, I lost a 2.6 in this graveyard deck, even though I had good starts. So, let's see. What do we want to do here? Let's go against Splash Shark. We'll do BK Paulo because this guy has a top 50 finish, top 4 GT. We'll do BK Paulo because he's running a hard counter. But, dude, I outplayed this guy. I outplayed him. This is my game right here. Even though I have Chef and Evo Pekka, which are both really broken. I was definitely abusing kind of a more broken version of Pekka instead of playing the classic Marcher version. I hated the Marcher version. It just felt too clunky in this meta. Like, there's no bailouts. The Marcher isn't enough of a bailout, so I wanted to play minions, which do have some bailout properties, and the Rage is just so much more beneficial than the Zap, in my opinion, right now, because the Rage actually, like, makes your push more threatening. Like, a Zap will get rid of the bats, the Rage will get rid of the bats and make the Pekka faster, it just throws your opponent off. So that Rage on the Barbarian Barrel that I played earlier was kind of bad. Like, I don't really know what I was doing there, but he played with the Cage, which is just always awkward for me. And so I go for a Pekka here. I was going to Pekka Graveyard or not. You can see that I timed it so that the Pekka was, like, at the same time, like, the Pekka was going to already be there. And this was a good push by him because he gets a lot of damage. And I had the arrows too, which means I'm kind of low on my spells. And the bandit's walking in, but he's at 4 elixir here. So he goes skeletons. Now this guy has no more distraction for the Pekka. So I go for a battle ram, knowing that if he evolved Cage, I would have been able to kill it. And we go for a Rage, and it's too late. Like, he's way too late with his NATO there. So we get the battle ram on the tower, and I go for a bandit at 0. I was hoping he didn't have his skeletons back, and I was right. So he's got no elixir, and we take the tower. Now, this guy overcommitted, but we played that push nearly perfectly. The battle ram was great. I knew he had so low elixir that he wouldn't be able to Ice Wiz and NATO immediately, which would have clumped the units together and been a problem. I knew he had to go late, and so if he had saved 1 more elixir for the Evo Cage, it doesn't work, because my Pekka is going to go and kill the Ice Wizard, and the battle ram is going to take out the Evo Cage before it can do everything. Before it can, like, pull my Pekka in. So beautiful tower take there. And so this guy goes for the Goblin Brawler. And so at this point, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I just want to counter push stack. I can't defend that tower. But what I can do is I can probably defend the tower in a manner that lets me, or I can probably, like, ignore it in a manner that gives me a big counter push. And you can see that's exactly what happened. So I rage the Evo Skellies. I just don't want to deal with them here. Now, he goes in for a Goblin Stein, and that's a terrible cage placement. That cage placement should just be taboo for every building player. Like, every building player should never place their building there because it doesn't pull the win condition if it's at the bridge. You can see the battle ram bypassed it, and my Pekka one-shotted the Scientist. So his tower's at 197 here, and the game is just over. I Pekka the back because even if he graveyards here, the Pekka does a good job covering the pocket. And if he does graveyard, then I have so much damage on that tower that even if he takes it, I can just arrows Rage, and then the Pekka is going to get me a lot. So predicting a graveyard, that was his last play. He didn't even, like, play like he wanted to win the game anymore, which is fine because he couldn't have anyway. But I pull the Cage out of the way so he didn't have a tank, and we just get a solid victory. So that wraps up the video. Top 1,000 push. I don't know if I'm going to make a video again, like I said, but I did have fun with the game, so I'm going to stay around. You know, I'll be getting my lucky drops and stuff, staying around this game so that I can hopefully maybe make a push in the summer if I want. We'll see. 684 in the world. I'll probably finish 850 in the world, 900, but it is going to be a top 1,000. And I will see you guys in